Yes, Prabhu.
Wonderful. We'll start with the prayer. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamsha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakan Vitamsha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Rishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्णा चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंदा हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे मुकुं करोति वाचालं पंगुं लंघयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दीनतारिणं परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्य ईश्वरम् हरि ओम तत्सत्. Wonderful. Thank you all for joining today. So we are at Nectar of Devotion. We are on third chapter, which is talking about the eligibility of the candidate for accepting devotional service. For one to actually practice devotional service, what is the qualification which is needed? So we have been talking about three classes of devotee: the top class devotee, the medium class devotee, and the low class devotee. Not based on our standard, but based on Shastra standard. And we talked about the Uttama Adhikari, which is the topmost. Uttama is the Sresht, right? Uttama Adhikari is the one who has complete faith on the scripture, and then he he is on a very high platform, always remembering Krishna and giving Krishna to others. The Madhyam Adhikari devotees has the faith in scriptures, but somehow he is still hanging around. And the Kanishta Adhikari, which is the platform most or all of us we are in, is we don't have faith in scriptures. We understand, we read, but we don't follow the instruction as it is, which is mentioned there. So this is what is mentioned. So now we are on this line which is talking about Lord Krishna, however, has explained in the Gita that out of these four types of neophytes, what are the four kind of people we talked about? Other than these three which I shared, people who are artho, artharthi, jignasu, and the fourth one, I forgot the fourth one. But basically, artho is the people who are looking for money, and then second is distress, third is gyani, and then the third one artho four classes. It's actually should mention, I forgot four seven chapter have all been without becoming pious. Yeah, so it was mentioned here. Sorry, I can't recollect exactly. uh Yeah, Artharthi, Jignasu, and Jnani. These are the four people we're talking about. Artha is the distress. Artharthi is the seeking wealth. Artharthi is the one, I was just saying the wrong one. And then Jignasu, who are inquisitive. And the last one, who are in knowledge. So, of these four people who are considered to be Sresht, who are Gyanis. This is what we discussed previously. So, here Prabhupada is mentioning. the four types, no, not this, yeah, has explained the Gita. Out of these four kind of type of neophytes, the one who is wise is very dear to him, because a wise man, if he's attached to Krishna, is seeking an exchange of material benefits. So except Gyani, rest three actually do business with Krishna, which I need this, and then when it is fulfilled, they may go away from Krishna. Right? They are looking for material benefits. Actually, we see an example about Dhruv Maharaj, which we read just couple of paragraphs before. Though he came for material benefits, though he came to do business with Krishna, but Krishna purified his desires, and then he had no desire to actually achieve material benefits. And that's what Prabhupada is mentioning about, that a wise man, if he's attached to Krishna and not seeking for exchange of material benefits, a wise man who becomes attached to Krishna does not want any return from him, either in the form of his relieving his distress or in gaining money. There is a very beautiful pastime, or there is a very beautiful example which is there in Chaitanya Charitamrita, when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is none other than Krishna himself, he was traveling to South India. He came to one of the South Indian city. I forgot the name. I think Kurmakshetra. No, not Kurmakshetra. Yeah, somewhere near Kurmakshetra. So when he comes there, there is a leper. Leper is one person who has a disease called as leprosy. And then in that leprosy condition, his body is filled with pus, the blood and pus. And when the ants which are actually eating that body, or those mosquitoes, whatever is there on the body, when they fell down, he will pick them and put them back, thinking that, oh, this is their house, my body is their house, let them eat. What is the point of my existence body if I cannot use it for serving? And then when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came, he hugged him. And when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu hugged him, he was cured of leprosy. His body became very effulgent and very beautiful. And when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave him this thing, and he was asking Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, no, 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 I don't want this body. Please give me the same disease I had before. Very interesting, right? When we go through difficulty, when we go through challenges in our life, we want to get away from that. And now Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave him a beautiful body, no more suffering, no more rejection from people. But what is he asking? No, don't cure me. Why he's asking like that? Two reasons. One reason he's asking is, when I'm in distress condition, when I'm going through difficulty, I can remember you better. I don't have any other shelter to take care of. Like, for an example, when our health is good, we don't take the shelter, or we don't go to the doctor, right? Everything is going good. We want to enjoy, we want to go to nice scenic places to enjoy, go and eat and roam around, go to Disneyland, go and other parks and all that stuff. But when we are difficulty, when our health is not good, when we really need the doctor attention, whom do we take shelter of? Or do we take shelter of Disney World? No. We take shelter of the doctor because we are in difficulty. But a devotee who understand, even doctors cannot say me, take the shelter of Krishna. And that's why Vasudev Dutt is actually asking, no, don't give me that disease back, because I can take your shelter very nicely. And the second reason he was thinking about is, now when I got a beautiful body, I'll become proud. Oh, you know what? I can enjoy this. I can do this. And people will actually tell me, oh, they will worship me because I got the mercy of Lord Chaitanya, who is none other than Krishna. So better I want to be in that dejected condition. So this is the principle. It's very high platform. I'm not asking, we are not thinking about reaching that platform, because that's a very high platform. But the devotee, the example which we are reading, is not attracted to what am I getting. He's not thinking about relieving from his distress or gaining money. This means that from the very beginning, his basic principle of attachment to Krishna is more or less love. There is very beautiful example about Mirabai. We all may have heard about her. So she was married, but she somehow she was poor, and then they got her married to someone, but her heart was always given to Krishna, always given to Krishna. And then when she got married, somehow whatever happened, she was still attracted to Krishna. She didn't have think about anything else. And when she came to see one of the Goswami called as Jiva Goswami, so Jiva Goswami is a renunciate. He said, I do not see the woman. And then she said, So you think you are the man? There is only one Purusha, that is Krishna. Lord Prakriti, we are all women, and he appreciated, and he actually met Mirabai. So that's actually that she sings a beautiful song. मेरे तो गिरिधर गोपाल दूसरो न कोई. She is thinking about only Krishna is my shelter. There is no one else is my shelter. That's what is being mentioned here. Furthermore, due to his wisdom, or due to his or her wisdom and study of Shastras, one can understand that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. It's like there is the desire, there is faith in Krishna, which is actually fanned by the scriptures, and one can go to the highest stage. It is informed in Bhagavad Gita that after many, many births, when one comes actually wise, he surrenders unto Vasudev, knowing perfectly well that Krishna, Vasudev, is the origin and cause of all. So, my dear devotees, don't think in previous life we were not devotees. If we are here today, if we are reading, and if we are coming with that enthusiasm to hear, which means we were devotee in our previous lives, but somehow we missed it. And that's why we are again here to start from where we left off. And this is what is being mentioned here, that a devotee who is actually, after many, many births, one comes to understand Vasudev is the shelter. But again, what we are looking at is our consciousness is not at the best at this moment. So we want to fan it by reading scriptures, right? So what happens to that person? That person sticks to the lotus feet of Krishna and gradually develop love for him. And that's our situation. We want to get stick to the lotus feet of Krishna and gradually develop that love. We don't have that love at this moment. We have love for TV, we have love for car, we have love for house, we have love for salary, we have love for bank account, we have love for 401k, we have love for everything in the material world except Krishna. Now we want to dovetail that and gradually develop that love for Krishna. The wise man is very dear to Krishna, the others are also accepted as very magnanimous, because even though they are distressed or in need of money, they have come to Krishna for satisfaction. They are not going to Devatas saying that, oh, you know what, please, right, give us something. No, they are coming to Krishna like Dhruv Maharaj. So even though when we are in difficulty, not that we do not go to Krishna, e- one thing which has to one thing which one has to understand is that, understand, I am not at that platform. That does not mean we should not read. When I understand I'm not at that platform, we understand this is the goal I want to reach to, and slowly do devotional service to reach to that platform. Not that we do not discuss about that thing. And that's the whole purpose of reading Nectar of Devotion, that because even though they are distressed and need of money, they have come to Krishna for satisfaction. Thus they are accepted as liberal, broad-minded Mahatmas. Without being elevated to the position of Gyani, of these four people which I was talking about, the highest is Gyani or a wise man. One cannot stick to the principle of worshipping the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So what? How do we reach to Gyani stage right now? Reading scriptures. My dear devotees, we should really spend our time. Whenever we have free time, read scriptures. It will sharpen your intelligence and take you closer to Krishna. The less intelligent, or those whose intelligence has been taken away by the spell of Maya, which is our situation, are attached to different demigods on account of the influence of modes of nature. Fortunately, I hope we are not at that platform where we are worshipping other devatas. We understand Krishna is our supreme shelter. The wise man is he who has thoroughly understood that he is the spirit soul and not simply a body. The other class which I take is basically, we are on chapter 2 of Bhagavad Gita, which is talking about science of the soul. At this moment, for all of us, though we know we are not the body, we are the soul, but that's a theoretical definition, theoretical understanding for us. Because if we know, or if we accept that we are not the body, we are the soul, we will actually work on everything related to Krishna, because that's the only matter, that's the only business of the soul. Because one realizes that one is spirit and Krishna is a supreme spirit. One that his intimate relationship should be with Krishna, not with this body. And that understanding theoretically is there, but practical application is lacking. The distressed and the men in want of money are in material concept of life, because they think, if I'm in difficulty, if my health is not good, or whatever is situation, my child, or my child doesn't listen, or I don't get married, or whatever it is, they think about I'm the body. Money is needed for the soul, not really. Of course, money is needed to a certain extent to maintain the body with the soul, but that's very limited. That's where the simple living comes in. We don't need so much, because distress and the need of money are both in relationship with this body. One who's inquisitive may be a little above the distressed and man in need of money, but still he is on material platform, because he is inquisitive to solve other problems of his life. Or even if the problems is not there, who created it? And they just go there. But their goal is not to love Krishna. But a wise man, which is Jnani, who seeks Krishna, knows perfectly well that he is the spirit soul or Brahman, and Krishna is the supreme spirit soul or Para Brahman. So that concept is clear. And how do we create that concept? By reading scriptures. One knows that the spirit soul, being subordinate and finite, should always dovetail himself or herself with the infinite and supreme soul Krishna. That is the relationship of wise man with Krishna. So what we discuss in these 2-3 paragraphs is these people, the Sresht or the Uttam, the better devotee is the Jnani. Why? Because he understands I am the soul and what is my relationship with Krishna, and now he's nurturing that relationship. But other three, especially the first two, who are in distress or who are looking for money, they actually come to Krishna thinking about, oh, you know what, I want to solve my problem. And then the third one, inquisitive, is again on the material platform, because he doesn't realize I am the soul, right? It can be concluded that a person who is freed from the bodily concept of life is an eligible candidate for pure devotional service. What are we going back to? We are going to chapter 2 of Bhagavad Gita. I am not the body. And I want to just maintain body, because body is the vehicle through which I can deliver my soul. It is also confirmed in Bhagavad Gita that after Brahman realization, when one is freed from material anxieties and can see every living entity on equal level, is eligible to enter in devotional service. Can you imagine? By Prabhupada's mercy, we are actually directly practicing devotional service. Even for Jnanis, those four people, the topmost is Jnani, is ultimately come to devotional service. But what are we doing? We are practicing devotional service. With a byproduct of devotional service is that we realize we are not the body, we are the soul. As stated before, there are three kind of happiness: material, spiritual, and devotional. Very interesting. Devotional service and happiness due to its execution are not possible as long as one is materially affected. We are not able to experience the bliss of spiritual life or devotional service. We are doing our duty to chant Krishna. We are doing our duty to read scriptures, not that out of love we read that. However, if someone has a desire for material enjoyment or for becoming one with the Supreme, these are both considered material concept, because everything is around I, me, and mine. I want to get out of the cycle of birth and death. That is what Jnani is trying to do. Because he understands I'm not the body, I am the soul, and I'm struggling in this body based on my karma. So I want to actually realize I'm not the body, I'm the soul. And because the impersonalist we are talking about cannot appreciate the spiritual happiness of association and exchange of loving affairs with Supreme Personality of Godhead, their ultimate goal is to become one with the Lord. What is the beauty about spiritual world? What is the beauty about Golok Vrindavan is that we can actually have different rasa with Krishna. One can be a parent to Krishna, one can be a lover of Krishna, one can be a friend of Krishna. This is beautiful. One can be a servant of Krishna. But when you talk about getting out of the cycle of birth and death, what will you do after getting out of cycle of birth and death? Okay, you got into Brahman, you enter into Brahman Jyoti, but what are you going to do there? You don't have anyone to talk to, you don't have any service there. And that's why Prabhupada did not translate bhakti into devotion. Ideally, if you see from English dictionary perspective, bhakti means devotion. But Prabhupada translated as bhakti as devotional service. Service is an important term, and that's what we need. This concept is simply an extension of material idea. In the material world, everyone is trying to be topmost headman among all the fellow men or neighbors. I want to control. I want to be leader. If you ask someone, even in kids, when you ask them who is going to leader, everyone will raise their hand because everyone wants to become a leader. Nobody wants to be a follower, right? Either communally, socially, or nationally, everyone is competing to be greater than all others in the material concept of life. This greatness can be extended to unlimited so that one actually wants to become one with the greatest of all, the Supreme Lord. This is also a material concept, although maybe a little more advanced. Any questions or comments so far? All set? Everything is making
Yes.
sense so far?
Yes,
Yeah.
please.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
beautiful. However, the perfect spiritual concept of life is complete knowledge of one's constitutional position. What do we know at this moment? We know about our material position. I am so and so person. I belong to so and so country. I perform the role or job of so and so thing. Or on material level or relationship level, I am a father of two kids. I am a mother. I'm a child, whatever you call it. Those are all material positions. Why? Because they are temporary. They are only on the platform of body. When I leave the body, I don't have the same parent. I don't have a same child. I don't have the same body. What to talk about relationship, right? But when we talk about constitutional position, is our position in the spiritual world. We all of us sitting here, whether I'm speaking or whether you are listening, we all have a constitutional position in spiritual world. At this moment, it is in sleeping state. But each often we, like for an example, in a company when someone leaves, then you take up his position. But in spiritual world, your position is not taken by anyone else. You have your own position in spiritual world. While we are here in the material body, that stage in spiritual world is dormant. It's a sleeping state. When we acquire spiritual body, we actually enter into that position. So that's constitutional position, in which one knows enough to dovetail himself in the transcendental loving service of the Lord. One must know that he is finite and that God is infinite. That is the difference between the drop of the ocean and the ocean itself. We already covered that. So we can never become God. Thus, it is not possible to actually become one with the Lord, even if one aspires for that. It is simply not possible. Therefore, anyone who has any desire or aspiration for satisfying his senses by becoming more and more important, either material sense or spiritual sense, cannot actually relish the real sweet taste of devotional service. Very beautiful, very beautiful. That when we actually think that everything in this world, in my existence, is for pleasure of Krishna, like in spiritual world, in Golok Vrindavan, when Krishna goes for the calf herding, he goes to the forest along with all of his gopas, his friends, and when they sit for lunch, everyone offers their lunch to Krishna. Krishna, look at this, what my mother made for you. My mother made kachoris for you. Krishna, look at this, my mother made samosas for you. Krishna, look at my mother made rasgullas for you. Krishna, look at my mother made gulab jamuns for you. Krishna, look at my mother made rasmalai for you. So many things. What is, they are not thinking, oh wow, my mother made it, let me have it. I don't want to share. Like I remember when my mother used to make something my favorite. I'll sit with my friends. I will quickly finish my lunchbox so that nobody eats from there because that's my favorite. But that's not how it is there in spiritual world. Everyone is thinking for pleasure of Krishna. How can I please Krishna? That is the concept. Rupa Goswami has therefore compared possessing these bhukti, which is enjoyment, and mukti, which is liberation, desires with being influenced by black art, of which in both cases one is in trouble. Imagine, so far before coming to bhakti, we were thinking liberation or mukti is highest. Here, mukti is also rejected. Mukti is a byproduct of bhakti, and that is also rejected. So, one wants to serve Krishna. Bhakti means material enjoyment, and mukti means being freed from material anxiety and to become one with the Lord, which is just entering into Brahman Jyoti. We will never become one with the Lord. But they think Lord Krishna is Brahman Jyoti and we are merging into Brahman Jyoti, which is wrong. Brahman Jyoti is the light emanating from Krishna's body and we enter in that light, but we never merge with Krishna. Like sun rays, though they are.
Prabhuji, one question here.
Yes,
So even we should not ask Krishna to get mukti, right? That's what I read it.
yes, Mukti we should not ask. It
Okay.
will automatically come. Mukti or liberation is
Yeah,
byproduct of bhakti.
instead of that, yeah, reading like like if we do good payas, also we'll come back to the higher
Yes,
planetary or low. If we do bad, we'll go for lower planetary systems. Instead of that, we should pray God to go back to Godhead, go home, back to Godhead, like that.
yes, yes.
So mukti
So
will not come to this go back to Godhead.
Mukti, okay, let me talk about that. So there are various kinds of mukti or liberation. One can get the same type of body as Krishna, one appear like Krishna, one gets the facility exactly like Krishna. So there are like that different muktis or different liberation. But devotee does not aspire for that. And I'll clarify with your previous point first. The devatas are not liberated. The higher planets, the material planets, is not liberation. Liberation is at the Brahman Jyoti, which is above the material platform, right? So do you remember the what is that? Vedic cosmology is called. Let me share that. And
Yes,
I
yes, Prabhuji.
so let me see the whole picture. Yes, this is the one. Let me see if you can. And I
Upper there are seven planets, the
can
lower
you
seven planets.
can you see this now?
Yeah, yeah, we are seeing.
So devatas are here in the universe, and there are multiple universes. So the parts or impious activity are within the universe.
Mm-hmm.
Liberation starts from Brahman Jyoti,
Oh,
and this is what
okay.
we are discussing here.
Okay, okay. So
So
go back to Godhead means Brahma Jyoti, Prabhuji.
no, even beyond that, let me pick up another photo. Let me find out this thing. Give me 1 second. Let
Yeah,
me
thanks
talk
for in
about.
detail, Prabhuji.
Yeah, this is very
Yeah, yeah.
important
We are
because
getting some
I will.
clarity about this Mukti today.
Let me see, not this thing. Okay, give me 1 second. Okay, I have it here. Vedic cosmology. I put in. Yes, I have that picture. Let me share this. Give me 1 second. I'm going to go back to the browser and I'm going to share a window. Let me know when you see it. Can you see it?
Not it. Yeah, now we are seeing.
Okay, I'm going to zoom in here. Okay, so far the other picture talked about this one universe, right?
Mm-hmm.
So one universe. This is different devatas. The topmost planet
One
is
question here. In this one universe, the upper seven, lower seven will come, right?
yes, yes,
Okay, 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 okay. Got it.
and every universe has the same.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
Okay,
every junior says seven, seven.
every universe has Brahma. Every universe has all the planets. Every universe has Bhuloka.
Okay, 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 okay.
So what you mentioned, pious activity, at most you can go here to Brahma's position, which is Sat. But
Like
now if I
demigods.
go up, this is Brahman Jyoti. This is where Gyanis merge. They don't want to serve, but this is the light emanating from Krishna's body.
Mm.
So mukti or liberation is at this place.
Okay,
But
okay.
like I said, various liberation. Then there are different dams. You see these Aishwarya Dam, and there are different devatas here, or different expansions of Krishna. You see Narsimha Lok is there, right? Buddha Lok is there. And then on top of it is the Golok Vrindavan. You have Ayodhya Dham also. You have Dwarka Dham also. You have Mathura Dham also. But topmost is Golok Vrindavan, which is the aspiration to go to a Golok Vrindavan is, oh, I don't want anything. I want to serve Krishna. Anyone who is there in Golok Vrindavan is automatically liberated, because without liberation you cannot go there. So liberation is the byproduct, but not the goal. Am I making sense?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Any other reflections or questions? Okay, I will go back and go to Nectar of Devotion. So Srila Rupa Goswami has therefore compared possessing this bhukti, material or mukti, desires with being influenced by black out of which in both cases one is in trouble. Bhukti means material enjoyment, which is in the material universe, which we showed. Mukti means beyond that, become freed from material anxiety. As long as we have this material body, there will be anxiety. Whether I'm Brahma, whether I'm Indra, or whoever I am, because I have a material body, I will be in trouble. These desires are compared to being haunted by ghosts and witches, because while these aspirations for material enjoyment or spiritual oneness with Supreme remain, no one can relish the actual transcendental taste of devotional service. Again, remember the chapter, the title, what is the qualification needed for practicing devotional service? So you're seeing what are the variety options there, and where we have to practice devotional service. We are given the best, but how do we realize that we got the best? A pure devotee never cares for liberation. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu prayed to Krishna, my dear son of Nanda, I do not want any material happiness. Na dhanam, na janam. I don't want any followers. Na dhanam, na janam. Na dhanam is, I do not want the wealth, nor any beautiful wife or husband, nor do I want cessation from material existence.
Money.
Which is, yeah, I may take many births. Again, we are not at that platform, but basically, this is an important thing to understand. I may take many births one after another, but what I pray from you is that my devotion unto you may always remain unflinching. Devotees like Prahlad Maharaj prays that let me be here in this material world, rot here, suffer here, but only give me bhakti. This is a very high platform. Let's not get into that because we
Yeah,
are
even Prahlad got liberation. He didn't
yes,
accepted it,
he didn't
Prabhuji.
accept it. The attention of a pure devotee is so much attracted to the glorification of the Lord, pastime, name, qualities, forms, that the devotee does not care for mukti. Very wonderful poet called as Bilwa Mangal Thakur said, if I am engaged in devotional service unto you, my dear Lord, then very easily can I perceive your presence everywhere. There is this beautiful devotee I was mentioning about Mukunda and Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Leela. He was an Ayurveda doctor, physician. He was serving Mughal king. And when he once Mughal king was sick, he went to see Mughal king. And there he was prescribing him medicine. One of the person was actually doing the charmer of the peacock feather. The moment he saw peacock feather, he went into ecstasy. He fell down thinking about Krishna. This is the highest platform. One can actually even see the paraphernalia of the Lord. One sees blue, beautiful clouds. One thinks about Krishna. That is the beautiful stage. Can I perceive your presence every? And as far as liberation is concerned, I think liberation stands at my door with folded hands waiting to serve me. Can you imagine what is the qualification of a devotional service? What is the outcome? Mukti is standing at your door holding folding hands. To pure devotees, therefore, liberation and spiritual emancipation are not very important things. In this connection, the third canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, chapter 25, Verse 36, Kapila Muni is saying to his mother Devahuti, my dear mother, my pure devotees are charmed. He is actually none other than Krishna. He is one of the incarnation of Krishna. My dear mother, my pure devotees are charmed by seeing my different forms. The beauty of my face, the structure of my body so enchanting. My laughing, my pastimes, my glance appear to them so beautiful that their minds are always absorbed in thoughts of me, and their lives are dedicated fully unto me. My dear devotees, this is what we want to get into. Although such people do not desire any kind of liberation or any kind of material happiness, still I give them a place among my associates in supreme abode. You will get it by default, whether you want or you don't want. That is the power of devotional service. The evidence from Srimad Bhagavatam gives assurance to the pure devotees of being elevated to the association with Supreme Personality of Godhead. There is a beautiful book called Brihad Bhagavatamrita. Once you actually finish Bhagavatam, you should read that book. It actually talks about one of the devotee Gopakumar, how he attained the spiritual abode, how he actually saw different planets, but he wasn't feeling happy even in Vankutha because he was one of the Gopa in Golok Vrindavan. He just wanted to be there. Srila Rupa Goswami remarks in this connection that one who is actually attracted by the beauty of lotus feet of Sri Krishna or his service, and whose heart by such attraction is always full with transcendental bliss, will naturally never aspire after the liberation which is so valuable to impersonalist. Why? Because impersonalist wants to merge into Brahman Jyoti. They want to actually get away with this material body. But what are they asking the spiritual body for? They want to merge into Brahman Jyoti. And when we asking for go back to spiritual, are we asking for liberation? No. We are asking for service. We are not asking for liberation. Liberation is byproduct. It will automatically come. Any questions or comments before we move forward?
We are good, Prabhuji.
Okay. A similar passage is also there in third canto, fourth chapter, verse 15 of the same book, wherein Uddhava addresses Lord Krishna says, my dear Lord, for persons who are engaged in your transcendental loving service, what are we doing right now? We are doing transcendental loving service. Though we are not fully pure, that's why this tears are not flowing from our eyes, the ecstasy is not coming. But the devotional service is still being practiced by all of us when we are reading or hearing. There is nothing worth obtaining from religiousness, economic development, sense gratification, or liberation. Happiness from these different sources can be very easily had by them. In spite of such facilities, my dear Lord, I do not aspire to achieve any such results. What is it? In spite of such facilities, my dear Lord, I do not aspire to achieve any such results like we were discussing about Prahlad Maharaj. Here Uddhava is saying, my only prayer is that I may have unflinching faith. What kind of faith? Unflinching. Whatever happens, I know Krishna is my protector. My dear devotees, I want to be very honest. It's a very high platform. It's a very high platform. I just went for visa stamping to Canada. I had no idea will I be able to come back to States. Will my visa be approved? What is this? This is not unflinching faith. Wherever Krishna will take me, I'm sure he is the protector. He will do whatever is good for me. I'm not, though I'm speaking this high philosophy reading, I want to confess I am I am non different from you all. I'm at the same platform as you all are, very far away. But the hope is there, the desire is there. One day we all will be practicing unflinching devotional service, unflinching faith, and devotion unto your lotus feet. Uddhava is saying, A similar passage appears in 3rd Canto, 25th chapter, verse 34, where Kapil Dev is again telling his mother, "My dear mother, devotees whose hearts are always filled in the service of my lotus feet and who are prepared to do anything for my satisfaction, especially those fortunate devotees who assemble together to understand my qualities, pastimes, forms, and thus glorify me congregationally and drive transcendental pleasure therefrom, never desire to become one with me." My dear devotees, we are doing a similar thing here. What are we doing? We are coming together, assemble together, and what are we trying to understand? The qualities, pastime, form, and glorify Krishna together. Never desire to become one with me. We don't want to go to Brahman Jyoti, my dear Lord. We want to serve you in spirit. And what to speak of becoming one with me? If they are offered a post like mine in my abode, like I was talking about, the same form as Lord Vishnu, one doesn't want, or opulence like mine, which is getting the facilities, or even personal association with, this is third kind of mukti, with similar bodily features, devotees refuse to accept because they are satisfied simply by being engaged in my devotional service. There is very beautiful pastime I'll narrate. This is in Maharashtra. There is a beautiful deity of Vitthal Dev. So I think I forgot this devotee's name. Please forgive me about that. So he was he was serving his parents, and then Lord was so eager. One time Krishna actually left Rukmini and came there to that province, and Krishna wanted to see this devotee of his. He came outside, knocked the door. Pondrik, I think no Pand, or I forgot the name.
I think Ranga Prabhu, because one time you
Tukaram
mentioned
Prabhuji. Tukaram is another devotee, but I'm talking about Panduranga. I think Panduranga.
is based
Yeah,
on Pune, right?
correct. It's
Yes. That's what Pandurangas.
thank you, Mataji. So this devotee is serving his parents. Lord comes to see him, knocks the door. He says, "My dear Lord, wait outside. I'm serving my parents." Not a mundane relationship here, but he was on very high spiritual platform. "I'm serving my parents." Lord says, "I want to see you." So he threw the brick. "You stand on that, I'll come." So Krishna is standing on that brick, waiting to see his devotee. Rukmini also comes to see Krishna, and she sees Krishna, and she also is waiting there. So it's a beautiful deity. Let me share this picture. Very beautiful. Pandarpur. Let me, yeah, maybe I'll just
So
share.
what is this message, Prabhuji? So
Yeah, I'm
even
coming to
God.
that one. Coming to that one. Can you see that? Panduranga is that devotee, and then the story of Panduranga Vitthal and Pundalik. Pundalik is the devotee's name. Do you see Krishna and Rukmani? They are standing still to see the darshan of his devotees. So why am I coming back to this one? Is that they are satisfied simply by being engaged in my devotional service. Don't want anything. Don't want anything. When will that day come when we all actually remember Krishna, thinking about Krishna 24/7? I
Hmm.
was thinking, I went to Costco today to fill the gas. And when I was filling the gas, I was thinking, my dear Lord, how do I remember you 24/7? So caught up into job, taking care of family, taking care of maintenance of car, family, everything. My dear Lord, how can I remember you always? And I realized I can never do that. Then I was asking my Lord, Please give me remembrance so that I can remember you 24/7. I don't even have the ability or capacity to remember you. That also I have to beg you. Please give me that one. That is beautiful thing one has to actually aspire when we get. That is wonderful. We're talking about Drumara. Drumara says, "My dear Lord, the transcendental pleasure derived by meditation upon your lotus feet, which is enjoyed by the pure devotees, cannot be approached by transcendental pleasure derived from impersonalists, which we are talking about Gyani, through self-realization. So how can the fruitive workers, which are karmis, who at most can aspire to promotion to higher heavenly planets, which we saw in the picture, understand you? And how can they be described as enjoying a happiness similar to devotees' happiness? Can you imagine? What is Panduranga's desire, happiness? I want to see my devotees. Can you imagine what kind of happiness Lord drives? And how devotees are mesmerized by seeing Krishna. When will I see Krishna? When will I see Krishna? In ISKCON, there is this Maharaj initiating Guru, His Holiness Jayapataka Swami Maharaj. Hare Krishna. Almost every organ of his body has been, what do you call it as, um, transplanted. Kidney, heart, I don't know how many parts of the body, but always, Krishna, please save me. Krishna, please save me. Right? Krishna, please save me. Because we are so caught up, even in consciousness, when we are happy, when everything is going great, you have a job, you have a good salary, you have family, you everything is nice. Question is there that time, Krishna, please save me. What is saving here? Krishna, please save me that I always remember you. Krishna, please save me that I don't get distracted by these facilities of this world. Am I making sense so far?
Yes, Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhuji. I have one question. Like, I didn't
Yes.
get like, so when Radha and Krishna waiting at the door,
Mm.
Panduranga is
Rukmani.
serving for the parents. So it means
Yes.
like he is completely involved in parents, so that even they have waited, or what is that?
Very, very important point. He is doing serving his parents as form of devotional service. Remembering
Mm-hmm.
Krishna and serving that Lord has to wait.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Actually, there is a long pastime. I just took one part of it. The pastime is like that. This person which we're talking about, Pondrik. What is the name I mentioned? Yeah, whatever it is, the Pondrik, right? I'm sorry. So he was so attached to his wife that he would not care about his parents. He would not care about his parents. And his parents became old and they asked him, "Can you take us to Dham Yatra? Can you take us to four Dhams?" And then he said, "Okay." So he takes them, they are walking, and then he is on the horse ride. And they come to a ashram. In that ashram, very interesting thing happens. Actually, I somehow missed one part of it, but I'll see that if I can remember because I want to remember this pastime. It's very beautiful. So this person, he is there. His parents are also there resting, and he is sleeping on the bed comfortably. In the midnight, he sees one very ugly kind of woman. She comes and she actually sees the sadhu, and morning she is very beautiful, goes back. And he's surprised what is happening. So he stopped her once and asked, "Who are you?" He said, "I am Mother Ganga. Everyone comes and takes a bath and remove their sin in Ganga, especially those who do not respect their parents. How do I wash my sin? How do I take care of so many sins? So I come and seek association of great sadhus. and become pure again to get ready for other people to upload sins on me. And he was transformed. Oh, really? What am I doing? And he accepts devotional service and he becomes a great devotee of Vittala. And then the pastime continues like I spoke about. He takes care of his parents nicely. Makes sense, Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Very beautiful. Trust me, Nectar of Devotion has a power to get an elementary school child to PhD. And that's our situation, even me. So it's very important to actually take every word, every line of this book very seriously and cry for Krishna. Ask Krishna, I need help, Krishna. Yes, I am not there yet. My desire to enjoy this world is still there. My desire to take care of everything else in this world is there. No, you can save me, you can help me. Please help me. I want to chant purely. I want to chant Shuddhanam. I want to remember your pastimes 24 by 7. I want to have my goal of life is to attain your lotus feet. Please help me because I'm not even desiring for that. Can you help me to desire for that? That is what we should be asking for. Right? So I went 2 minutes over time. Any final questions or reflections?
Oh, Prabhuji, thank you so much.
Okay. Any reflections before we end? Anything which you remember out of today's class?
Yes, Prabhuji. In the beginning, we discussed four types of people: Artha,
Hmm.
Tardi, Jignasu,
Digyasu
and Gnani.
and Gyani. Yes, thank you, bro. Yes, I'll try to remember. Yes.
So to reach Gnani level, we have to read the scriptures, follow the principles.
Yes. And
Mm,
what is the goal for these Gyanis? They want to merge into Brahman Jyoti.
Brahmanji.
We go now. We are talking even beyond that. One has to read scripture and come to the platform of devotional service. And imagine we are doing the devotional service. We don't have Gyan. We are not belonging to four kind of people, but performing devotional service, power of devotional service, it will purify me and bring it. I don't have to go through other four to reach there. Right, beautiful, Naresh Prabhu. Thank you so much for adding.
And final point,
One point.
we have our own spiritual. I mean, our own position in the spiritual world,
Yes, constitutional position.
but it's
Yes,
in a sleep state.
yes. When we gain spiritual body, will enter there. Beautiful. Yes, Pimesh Prabhu.
Prabhuji, today I was reading Bhagavatam.
Hmm.
So what I felt was like at least one subject we have to make mandate at least in student Prabhuji, because
Yeah.
in the fifth canto there is last chapter, it is coming like hells of the planet.
Hare Krishna.
So each like for each whatever we do, if we are not sharing food, if we are not taking care of parents, for each this one we have one a problem what we will face, like
Hmm.
that was really awesome, Prabhuji. So I felt very happy. So the thing is we are not understanding because until unless we are reading, Prabhuji. So maybe instead of making all the languages compulsory and all, we have to make some the spiritual things compulsory in academics, Prabhuji. That
That's
makes at
true,
least.
bro. It used to be there. Now they have removed it, so you can imagine how Kali Yuga is going to progress. And the
Mm.
point which you mentioned about those
Because
references.
at least we are reading, we are coming to know, Prabhuji. But
Yes.
at least in India and all, many people even not even know that we have this kind of scriptures and all, right? So I
Yeah.
feel very hard
Prabhuji,
to.
at this situation, nobody will join that school, Prabhuji. I mean, even parents won't send.
Everyone wants to enjoy this world. How can I
I mean,
enjoy Krishna?
the focus is on like AI rockets. If that student is doing some rocket science, then they'll follow that. That's
Yeah,
too,
Prabhuji, same
and
thing. Nowadays, everybody. Yesterday, I'm going with walk with my friends. One is like completely talking about automotive, driving, batteries, and all. Then nowadays, I'm completely reading too much spiritual. In few seconds, I got scared. Oh, Krishna! whether what is my future. Then I realized, okay, till 42 years you taken care of me, I no need to worry. And then I again continued my thing. So we'll get scared when we are in common people. That yeah.
Amazing. Mamita Mataji, you want to add something?
Yes, Prabhu. So our main goal should be aim for Golak Brindaban, right? That is the topmost planet,
Yes, yes,
as far as I know. Okay.
yes.
So
So what, very interestingly, what we are practicing today, the destination is there, but because we are not able to practice with that intensity, that's why we are struggling here.
yeah.
Wonderful. Thank you. Wonderful. Sorry, I went with
Thanks, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
We will continue from chapter 4 next week. Thank you so much. Late Adaki.
Jai.
Jai. Hare Krishna.
Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.